So we've talked before about the number of game engines that are going to be implementing DX12 into their systems. That means games that are built on these systems are going to be taking advantage of DX12, and they don't have to do a whole lot of work in order to make it happen. You've got engines like Unreal and Crytek, Unity, and several others. And another engine that's going to be taking advantage of this that we haven't talked that much about is EA's Frostbite engine. So they're going to be implementing it. Frostbite runs games like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Need for Speed, and of course, Battlefield. Now Frostbite's lead technical director is making some headlines. He's considered one of the smartest guys in the business, and he said on Twitter the other day that he would like for Windows 10 and DX12 to be the minimum specifications as a requirement for games coming out Holiday 2016, which are powered by Frostbite. So what that means is, if you're looking at the minimum requirements for a PC game, if you didn't have Windows 10 and DX12, then you can't play it. And of course, a lot of people have Windows 7 and Windows 8. We don't even know how many people are going to make the jump to Windows 10. But of course, with Microsoft offering a free upgrade for 1 year, they are expecting a ton of people to upgrade. But still, you're looking at so many systems out there that may not upgrade. I mean, you're throwing it out there that you're just going to cut off these people, and you're going to maybe possibly miss these sales. And even according to this technical director, he claims that this is an aggressive step, but he also says it's a step that comes with major benefits, and that it's just really too good to not take advantage of it, and it's going to allow them to get the full run out of modern graphic APIs and also new tools with memory management. And so he also was asked if DX12, if this same setup, where they're trying to rush to get to DX12 as soon as possible, if that's also going to help Xbox One games, and he replied with yes. Now, he does point out that the games that are going to benefit most are the CPU-intensive games, which we've talked about before, and many are. If this does anything, I'm looking at games like Battlefield because I'm a big Battlefield player. My one hope is that they can expand on the experiences of games like Bad Company and Bad Company 2. I remember when those games were first unveiled, I remember playing those games and being in huge battles where tank shells are, hitting the walls, and walls are being blown out, and some buildings are falling down all around you, and your building starts to crumble. You have to jump out quickly. I was sitting there thinking, man, this is awesome. And I cannot wait for future Battlefield games and what they're going to be able to do if they're able to do this all the way back then, because that was happening on the 360. And then we got Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, and now we've got Hardline, and there's really no big destruction in these games. There's some destruction, but it's all pretty minor compared to what I consider, the days of Bad Company 2. Now, there are some other elements that are implemented, but now the big destruction events are all scripted, and they only happen in one section of the map, those Levolution events that they've got going on now. So we've been told that DX12 is going to help with things like physics, going to help with things like destruction in games. So I hope that this gets back to the level of where I thought this was going to be, years ago, whenever they had implemented this type thing. And so anyway, that's what I would like for DX12 to do if it does anything for my Battlefield games. Now, I do want to point out that, this isn't set in stone. EA has not made this announcement that all EA games in Holiday 2016 are going to require Windows 10 and DX12. But this is the lead technical director for Frostbite, which I would imagine has some pull. But ultimately, the decision is going to be left up to EA or DICE as who decides what they're going to require. So the question to you is, do you think enough people are going to take advantage of upgrading to Windows 10 for free so that anybody left on Windows 7 and 8 might become irrelevant to game developers if they want to move gaming forward and really take full advantage of the systems and the platforms that are already out there? If you want to read more about it, links down in the description box. That does for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn.